Alright, people, what's going on? Denonu here, the man with black privilege. And this is just going to be a channel update video, to be honest. I know I haven't recorded anything or put up anything new in the past, like, shoot, ever since Fallout came out. And my plan was to jump into that, you know, balls deep, you know, like I did the past Fallout games, but I've been going through a lot of personal shit. And I'm just gonna be completely honest with you guys. Gaming and YouTube and all of that good stuff has been the last thing on my mind these past few days. And I don't want to get too personal. I've never been somebody who is looking for a pity party, but I figured I better give you guys, you know, some kind of update, you know, as far as what's going on. Basically, just to get it out there out in the open, and this is also just an attempt to get my mind back into my normal routine. So that's another reason why I'm kind of forcing this video, because I damn sure don't feel like doing it, to be honest. But I know I'm kind of using this as a therapeutic, you know, type of sort of thing. You know, I'm trying to not think about what's going on in my personal life. But basically, I want to say, like, the day after Fallout dropped, that first night playing Fallout, everything was cool. All the videos you've been seeing of Fallout, I did like within like the first day. And that second day hit, and my mom's went from it's actually kind of hard to say. My mom's went from being 100% going to work every day, coming home, all of that shit, you know, being normal, to, you know, when she woke up in the morning, to at the end of that day, you know, my mom basically collapsed, and I had to, you know, call 911, get the EMTs and all of that good shit, and, you know, had to rush her to the hospital. So, and in the process, you know, of in the next coming days after, pretty much just within the span of a week. I mean, like I said, it's been ever since the second, you know, day Fallout's been out. But basically, and that's what's one thing that pisses me off about it, is just the fact that shit like this happens and it just makes no fucking sense. But basically, within a span of less than a week, my mom went from being 100% to being on full-blown life support, where it's like, now we're debating pulling the plug, where she ain't gonna make it, you know? And my mom is somebody who, let's say, don't have no medical issues. Like, she don't got lung cancer, she don't got heart problems, she don't got none of that shit, you know? But something made her go into cardiac arrest, and due to lack of oxygen to the brain, you know, caused brain damage. And then, you know, that leaves me and my family in the position that we're in, where it's just, you know, now we got to put her ass in the ground. And it's like, damn, you know? So that's why I said gaming is not on my mind right now. And I'm kind of forcing this video. I know after I finish doing this commentary here, I'm going to jump back and try to force myself to play Fallout. Because I know I've always been a realist at heart. And my mom and my family, we've all, you know, been realists. We're not really religious by any means, but we're realists. So my parents have always prepared, let's say, me and my family, me and my brothers, for this kind of sort of situation. So I know at the end of the day, I'm going to be all right. But it's just one of those things where something you just completely don't expect blindsides the fuck out of you. Like, I feel like it's, I can't really describe how I'm feeling, to be honest. It's just one of those things where it, you know, at least my mom's, to me, has always been like the person I'm closest to in my life, you know, and she was my world in a sense. So now it's like just within the span of 1 week to go from being 100% just fine, having no medical problems really, to just, oh, she's gonna die. You know, and my mom's not like super elderly or nothing like that. I think she's what, like she turned 61 or something last month. So like I knew my mom was older, but you know, in my mind I'm thinking like, all right, in 5 leading up to 10 years, you know, I know my mom smokes, so it's like I was expecting in 5 to 10 years for me to take her to the doctor or something, and then end up being like, oh, she's starting to show lung cancer. That's what I was expecting. Not to just wake up one morning, everything's cool, and then by the time I go to sleep, you know, I'm watching her dying on her bedroom floor. And that's pretty much what happened, you know, for whatever reason. I don't know why. I know the doctors and shit, they can't see why after the fact, because they can't run certain tests because they can't take her off certain machines and shit. So it's like, I'm just trying to get my thoughts out here. I apologize if this is like super depressing, you know, it's just, I gotta do something to get my mind off of things. And this is my only vent besides video games, you know. I can vent to my family, but that's a little bit different because they already know my thoughts. I can't explain what I'm going through to them because they already feeling it and they already know how I feel. So this is just a way of me trying to force myself to get back in my routine of recording videos and everything like that. So I apologize. You know, like I said, again, if this is super depressive, I know a lot of people on YouTube, they don't want to get negative or anything like that because it makes people feel bad. And that's not why I'm making this video, to be honest. I've always been one of those people in life that's 100% honest to everybody. So I don't have like a lot of people only show their personal side to their family and everything like that. But me, it's like I'm personal with everybody. I don't have to get personal with everybody, but I don't have a side that I don't show. If somebody asks me a question, I'm going to give them an honest answer. That's about anything, you know, family, politics, you know, religion, my sex life, whatever, you know, whatever the topic may be, you know, so that's why it's just, I'm trying to force this video out to try to, you know, get things going and to get my thoughts out there and just basically I have to push past this period in my life. And this is something that I know everybody goes through because everybody has parents. And if you love your parents and, you know, and your loved ones, it's a part of life, but it's a part of life that's shitty. But yet everybody has to go through it. And it's a very bad thing, you know, but you know, it's life. It is what it is. You know, you can't really, you can kind of guess and guesstimate when shit like this happens, but it's like the reason why I can't stop thinking about it, to be honest, like, cause, you know, cause I'm having a hard time sleeping and shit. I keep, every time I'm in here in my house, it's like all I can think about is my mom, you know. It's like I feel like I'm going stir crazy. Normally I play video games to vent. Like most people, they draw or they watch movies, hang out with friends, get drunk, be sociable. Or you could be one of those kind of guys who likes to, you know, go around banging every chick he sees. Whatever your stress relief may be. For me, my stress relief has always been video games. But this is a situation where, honestly, it's like I can't vent my anger that I have. I feel like punching through a damn wall. And I know it's something I could do because it's like I'm top heavy and all my strength is in my upper body and I can lean against a wall and break it. So it's like I just want to punch my TV right now. I'm sitting here watching the gameplay as you guys are watching it as I'm talking. And it's like I just want to put my fist through my TV. So I know I have to vent this anger and this frustration. And that's what I'm hoping to do with this commentary. It's like I want to get it out, but because I know I'm gonna go off on the first person that presses one of my buttons, and it's not gonna be a pretty sight. So I'm trying to get it out before that happens. But it's hard, at least for me, because like I said, when it happened, I was here. Luckily, thank God, I wasn't playing Fallout when it happened. You know, because if I was like playing Fallout, because that's what my plan was. But luckily, I wasn't playing it at the time. You know, normally I play with like PX5, so I have a headset on at the time. I didn't have a headset on, so I wasn't, you know, playing the game. But normally, like if I was, and let's say my mom, you know, was in there dying in the other room, and let's say I couldn't call 911, that's something that would haunt me for the rest of my life. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself after that. But luckily, that wasn't the case. And I was here, so I was able to at least help her then. But it's like one of those situations where it's like once she hit the floor and went into cardiac arrest, she hasn't woke up since. You know, so it's like the only thing I can picture in my head is just her spasming out on the floor, dying and shit. And I've always been one of those kind of sort of people who I don't have a photographic memory. But when it comes to, let's say, like important details like phone numbers, how much money you paid somebody, driver's license numbers, license plate numbers, those important things that everybody has in their life or situations, it's like I can't explain it, but when those things happen, my brain goes in like a hyperactive type of mode where I remember every detail and shit. Like, you know, like I do have a photographic memory. And so every time I close my eyes or every time I go to the hospital, let's say visit my mom, you know, it's every time I see her, I'm running through those things like, you know, like she's still on the floor, you know, and I'm sitting there watching and I'm watching the EMTs trying to give her chest compressions and shit. And it's like I keep playing that event over in my head and I can't help it. So that's another reason I'm trying to get this shit out and hopefully clear my head a little bit. But like I said, that's just given this whole situation and everything. I'm not stopping YouTube. I mean, that's, you know, YouTube is still gonna be there. I'm gonna try to play some Fallout tonight, maybe get some more videos out for you guys, but it's just hard dealing with the whole situation right now. And playing video games, which used to be my way out, as like my vent, as far as venting my emotions, my frustrations. Hell, I even bought, you know, Black Ops 3 just specifically to try to clear my head, but it's not working. You know, it's one of those things where it's like the motivation to do everything in life kind of stops right now. Like, I don't feel like playing video games. I don't feel like eating. I feel like shit, honestly. And I know it's just one of those things that everybody has to, you know, experience, go through and overcome and get over. But I don't know. It's just something we all got to deal with. I just hope that when it happens to you guys, that it's not the same way that it went out for me and my family, honestly. Because that's not something I would wish to see on anybody. I would have rather it if my mom had to go out, you know, that day, that I wish I'd have just got like, you know, I wish she would have got into a car accident, because that's something that's easy to deal with, that we all kind of expect when you have loved ones. It's like, yeah, anybody can get into a car accident at any time. Yeah, it's sad, but we all kind of expect it because we can't control everything. But given how my mom went out, it's like I had to be there to watch it. And it's like I feel like I had to watch her die, you know, and it's just kind of, it's weird. It's weird and it's fucked up, man. I don't wish that on nobody, because, you know, last week, that was the worst day of my life, you know. And it's like the only thing I can see second, you know, being second to that is like you having a kid and then watching your kid die, or if your kid was sick and being in the same situation where like your kid was dying in the hospital or something like that, and you just couldn't feel nothing. Or like outliving your kid, you know, or something like that. That's probably a situation that's a little bit worse, but But I guess it's just one of those things we all have to deal with and get over and overcome. So I'm going to try to force these videos out. Like I said, honestly, I want to put out a Fallout video a day. I know I want to jump back into Metal Gear. I know I want to finish out Witcher 3. My plan is to still make those, honestly, in between making these commentary type videos with, like, now that I got all the modern shooters, because I wasn't planning to pick up Black Ops 3 until I had some more money later. But now that I have it, I might as well do something with it. So, like, I've been playing, I've been trying to force myself to play it, trying to rank up and everything, but so you guys can expect, keep expecting videos. But it's just the scheduling might be off, obviously. It's all going to depend on my mood and how I feel. And honestly, I don't know what that's going to be like, So I'm going to try to force it for a while. I apologize if the commentary suffers kind of, a little bit. I try to, stay hopeful in my videos. I try to stay entertaining, or at least what I think, myself as being entertaining. Normally, I know I'm quick with the sex jokes and all of that shit, but it's just like, I don't feel like none of that. So it's going to be hard if I force it. So I'm just going to not do it. I'm just going to be like how I am now, playing the game and talking about it. So I apologize if they're not super entertaining or if they're like what my normal videos are. So I'm just apologizing ahead of time. Anyway, let me get off this damn mic. I know I've been rambling on for a bit. So again, I apologize for this video being super depressing, but I just had to get my thoughts out, to be honest. And I don't know, damn, I don't even know how to end the damn video. So, it's kind of, depressing. Normally I would say my normal outro, but I don't even feel like going through it right now. It's just being a fucked up situation and living life, I guess.